Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, guys, so we got a guy down there in Uganda who says he's Jesus Christ, and he's waiting for the apocalypse, which he says is going to happen in October. I told you, it's Shocktober. Is it because of the David Meade saying that Planet X is going to be visually identified by telescopes, and that the apocalypse is going to begin? Did David Meade start this? Or is it because Planet X? Is it because of some other Mike around the world who said that this could be Shocktober because of the waves of energy? Or is it just because this guy really believes he's Jesus Christ with 14 disciples? And for the record, Jesus had 12 disciples, for the record. But here's what the Bible says in Matthew 24, and I'm going to read this for you. They asked Jesus a question, Matthew 24. The disciples came up on the Mount of Olives privately, and they said, "Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" Jesus answered and said unto them, "Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, for the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places, and all of these are the beginning of sorrows." Okay, and then it talks about more, and then verse 23 said, "Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." So don't believe anyone who says they're Jesus Christ. Now, what's the story here? Why was this guy arrested? Now, this is a lot of people say they're Jesus. Sometimes there's some mental conditions and different things. But this is different. This guy's being arrested, and I don't know why. Jesus Christ and his 14 followers all arrested while they're waiting for the apocalypse. That's the headline of this article. But police in Uganda have arrested a 30-year-old man, which Jesus was 30 years old, who calls himself Jesus Christ along with his followers. Alex Okello smoked out of his hideout and was arrested. The suspect's 14 followers, who call themselves disciples, had earlier been arrested after police raided his camp and found them waiting for the end of the world in October. I told you, Shocktober, that things would start happening, crazy things that apparently. Well, he had allegedly told his followers that he met God, the Creator, who after a short discussion sent him to announce the end of the world. Okello had allegedly commanded them to sell all their family possessions and all they had and camp there with him at Akwo village because the end of the world, they believe, was coming in October. We have him, his followers, here in custody right now. There's nothing good we can give you because of yesterday when the suspects were arrested. They were unwilling to talk, said a detective. The motive? Well, she added that some suspects showed willingness to cooperate with the police. When we start taking their statements, we shall know what their intention was. It is at this point that we shall be able to prefer charges against them. But I'm trying to figure out what it is they're being charged with. Believing that he's Jesus Christ, or believing that it's the apocalypse in October, or believing it's the end of the world, or did he have them commit crimes? Now that we don't know. But Jesus Christ was arrested, or at least he calls himself Jesus Christ. Now last year in November, another man named Solomon Simakalu called himself Jesus Christ, and he was arraigned in court on charges of managing a well as long as belonging to an unlawful society. Solomon and his followers had claimed they are not subject to any worldly authority, including the police and local administration and even the president of Uganda. Solomon asked the judge to stop addressing him by his own name and call him Jesus Christ because of his biblical position. And he said, or you will face biblical plagues as written in the book of Revelations. Jesus expressed discontentment with the way he was handled by the police and demanded to be handled with dignity. He said, for I am the Son of God. Now that was last year. Now we got a new Jesus. This Jesus has 14 disciples. They've been arrested. We're still trying to find out what it is they did, but he did have them sell all their possessions, which that right there is just absolutely insanity. Okay, so we're going to keep a close eye on the fake Jesus of Uganda, and we'll continue to watch and see what else is going on. But folks, in these last days, anything can happen. But yes, it is true that David Meade, which I've had on my show, said that in October, look for Planet X or Nibiru, or NASA calls it Planet Number 9. Look for it to be visible by telescope and watch for more apocalyptic storms and volcanic eruptions and earthquakes to really start breaking loose in October. Now, Mike from around the world, who was on this show, both of these guys are going to be on my show in October. Mike said, look for that third wave of energy from the 5 waves of energy. Look for that third wave to start inundating this planet in October. And specifically said that NASA on October 25th already had probes deep in space to monitor the effects of this incoming third wave, which is quite extraordinarily powerful. So we're going to wait to see what that all means. We're going to call him in. We're going to have another interview with Mike from around the world before the 25th. We're also going to be talking to David Meade before the 25th. All of this is coming up, guys. We're living in the end times. But I can tell you without question that Jesus Christ of Uganda is not, I repeat, he is not Jesus Christ. Okay? And don't believe it, because more of these will come in these end times. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We are in the last days.